The book, Mavericks, by David Giles Lewis, Jules Goddard, and Tamryn Batcheller-Adams highlights the importance of maverick leadership in transforming careers and communities. The authors argue that anyone can develop their inner maverick by focusing on 5 key characteristics. The book showcases interviews with various mavericks to understand what sets them apart from others. The authors identified 5 key characteristics of maverick leaders, which include independence, creativity, resilience, empathy, and integrity. They show how these characteristics can be developed and nurtured to become a successful leader. The book also provides insights into the secret of successful experimentation and creating a maverick organization. It challenges the notion that strict rules and dress codes are necessary for a professional environment and argues that they can be an act of rebellion. The authors make a compelling case that maverick leadership is critical in today's rapidly changing world. Mavericks are independent thinkers who can identify new opportunities and innovate to drive growth and success. With their unique perspective and approach, they can create positive change and make a lasting impact. In conclusion, Mavericks is a must-read for anyone who wants to develop their leadership skills and become an independent thinker. By focusing on the 5 key characteristics of maverick leaders, readers can unleash their inner maverick and make a positive difference in their careers and communities. Idea 1. Unleashing your inner maverick, the power of independent thinking. Maverick leaders like Elon Musk, Jacinda Ardern, Steve Jobs, and Oprah Winfrey have captured the world's attention with their unconventional approaches to leadership. However, the authors of Mavericks argue that anyone can be a maverick, even if they are not famous or have a special talent. Through their research and interviews with a diverse range of maverick leaders, the authors concluded that it's not just nature or nurture that makes people mavericks. While some may have a natural inclination towards independent thinking, they believe that everyone is born with innate maverick tendencies that can be developed over time. Children are naturally curious, experimental, and original thinkers, but as we grow older, we may lose these qualities due to societal pressures and conformity. However, the authors emphasize that we can choose to become mavericks at any point in our lives. The importance of maverick leadership is highlighted in our divided and homogenized world. Mavericks can provide unique perspectives, dissenting opinions, and empathy towards others that can drive positive change and innovation. The authors envision creating maverick societies, where independent thinking is valued and encouraged, leading to a better world. To become a maverick, one must focus on developing 5 key characteristics: independence, creativity, resilience, empathy, and integrity. These traits can be nurtured through experimentation, embracing failure, and being open to new perspectives and ideas. In conclusion, Mavericks is a call to action for individuals to embrace their inner maverick and become independent thinkers who can make a positive impact in their communities and the world. Through cultivating these qualities, anyone can become a maverick leader and transform the status quo. Idea 2. Becoming a maverick, the importance of belief in making things better. The term maverick often brings to mind famous leaders like Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, and Oprah Winfrey. However, the truth is that anyone can be a maverick, and it's not just about genetics or upbringing. In their research, the authors of Mavericks identified 5 key qualities shared by all mavericks, from business people to explosives experts. The first quality is belief in making things better. Maverick leaders have a strong conviction that things need to change, and they're motivated by a desire to create that change themselves. This belief isn't driven by ego or personal preference, but rather a deep-rooted desire to make a positive impact. Qadim Hussain, a respected leader in his village in Pakistan, is an example of a maverick who embodies this quality. Despite being told that he couldn't go to school due to his disability, Qadim remained determined to get an education and fought for girls' schools in his community. He encountered opposition from religious leaders and even his own father, but his belief in the importance of education kept him motivated for over 2 decades. To become a maverick leader like Qadim, it's crucial to have a clear understanding of what you want to change and how you plan to make things better. You also need to remain motivated in the face of opposition and setbacks, drawing strength from your conviction and belief in the positive impact you can make. Ultimately, The maverick spirit is about creating positive change, both on an individual and societal level. By embodying the quality of belief in making things better, you can tap into your maverick potential and help make the world a better place. Idea 3. Maverick quality, resourcefulness. Mavericks are known for their ability to identify opportunities and make connections in unusual ways. Resourcefulness is a key quality shared by all maverick leaders, allowing them to exploit different forms of capital and achieve their goals. Resourceful mavericks spot potential where others might miss it, such as identifying gaps in the market and introducing innovative products or services. They are also skilled in exploiting social capital, using their networks to connect with others and exchange ideas. Armin Modi, a maverick leader in India, understood the importance of weak ties and expanded her network beyond her close friends and colleagues when launching her NGO to promote gender equality. By knocking on every door and reaching out to strangers, she was able to gain the support needed to get her organization off the ground. 2 decades later, the NGO continues to thrive and has made significant progress in promoting gender equality in India. The lesson here is that mavericks who get things done know how to exploit all forms of capital, not just close-knit connections. By expanding your network and being resourceful, you can identify new opportunities and achieve your goals more effectively. Whether it's launching an NGO or advancing your career, resourcefulness is a quality that can help you succeed. Idea 4. The Maverick Nonconformist, Lessons from Catherine Birbal Singh's Unconventional Approach to Education. Catherine Birbal Singh is a maverick leader who has made a name for herself by adopting an unconventional approach to education. Her Michaela Community School in London offers traditional subjects like Latin instead of information technology and has a strict uniform policy and rules on student behavior. Despite drawing criticism from her more progressive colleagues, the school has achieved impressive academic results and was rated outstanding by inspectors. Birbal Singh's nonconformist approach to education goes against the status quo in the UK and has earned her a reputation as a controversial figure. Her views on white guilt and responsibility have caused outcry and led to her resignation from her previous job. However, she has continued to pursue her vision and successfully founded the Michaela School. Aspiring maverick nonconformists can learn valuable lessons from Birbal Singh's experiences. To be effective, it's important to find fertile ground where your ideas can be put into practice. Join forces with people who share your vision, even if they don't always agree with you 100%. But it's essential to have a cause to fight for and avoid being unorthodox just for the sake of it. In summary, Birbal Singh's story demonstrates that being a nonconformist maverick comes with risks, but with the right approach, it can also lead to positive changes. Idea 5. Experimentation, a maverick's guide to learning from failure. As a maverick, failure is inevitable, but it doesn't have to be a setback. Instead, it can be an opportunity to learn, grow, and find new solutions. Maverick Oscar Corona Lopez found success by approaching experimentation with a structured process. The first step is to ask the right questions. Mavericks know that good experimentation starts with a clear hypothesis. By asking the right questions, you can set yourself up for success. Lopez's question was, where can you find people lining up to take part in something? This led him to create a creative recruitment process that resembled an audition. Once you have a hypothesis, it's time to run an experiment. The experiment should be structured and the results should be measured. Lopez's experiment was designed to test his hypothesis by creating a unique recruitment process. Finally, after the experiment is complete, it's essential to reflect on the results. This is the time to learn from your failures and successes and refine your approach for future experiments. Lopez asked himself, what aspects of the experiment worked well? What could be improved next time? Mavericks understand that failure is part of the process. They're willing to experiment, make mistakes, and try again until they find something that works. By following a structured approach to experimentation, mavericks can learn from their failures and find new solutions to old problems. Idea 6. Perseverance and higher order goals. How mavericks overcome failure and stay resilient. Failure and setbacks are inevitable in any endeavor, and mavericks are no exception. However, what sets them apart is their ability to persevere and remain undeterred even in the face of hostility and opposition. This grit and resilience are key characteristics that enable Mavericks to push through difficult times and emerge stronger. To cultivate resilience, one needs to have higher-order goals deeply rooted in their belief system. These are the goals that go beyond practical, short-term objectives and are instead rooted in one's values, life philosophy, and what truly matters to them. Mavericks understand the importance of having a sense of intrinsic purpose, and they use their higher-order goals to guide their actions. For example, Kadim's higher-order goal was to improve access to education and new opportunities in Pakistan. This goal was rooted in his belief system, and it provided him with the resilience he needed to push through the opposition and hostility he faced. To become more resilient, it's essential to identify your higher-order goals and philosophy. Ask yourself, what's my life philosophy? And, what are the higher-order goals that will guide my actions? Once you have answers to these questions, you'll be surprised at how resilient you can be, just like other Mavericks. In conclusion, perseverance and higher-order goals are two key characteristics that enable Mavericks to overcome failure and stay resilient. By cultivating these characteristics in yourself, you can become more resilient and achieve your goals, no matter how challenging the path ahead may be. Idea 7. Maverick Leadership: Finding Meaning and Fulfillment in Your Work. For Maverick leaders, their work is more than just a job. It's personal. When they align their professional goals with their higher-order goals and life philosophy, they find a sense of meaning and fulfillment in their work. This is why Maverick leadership can be so rewarding. One way to tap into your inner Maverick is to do some soul-searching, like Kadim Hussein, and identify what you want to change and why it matters so much to you. You can also experiment with new ideas and approaches, using the framework that worked for other Maverick leaders. In addition to these strategies, the authors of Maverick Leadership offer practical suggestions based on their interviews with Maverick leaders and their experiences in business. Two of these suggestions are to be curious and take an experimental approach to life. Being curious means connecting with people from diverse backgrounds and experiences, asking good questions, and listening carefully to what is said and not said. It also means keeping a journal of interesting conversations, as suggested by Maverick Keith Coates. This practice can become a great resource and learning tool. Taking an experimental approach to life means trying new things every day, no matter how small. This repeated practice of making new choices and taking action is what defines a Maverick leader. By staying curious and experimental, you can continue to learn and develop as a Maverick leader, finding ever greater meaning and fulfillment in your work. Idea 8. Maverick Organizations: Creating Better Societies. As the world faces various challenges, it is not only Maverick individuals but also Maverick organizations that are needed to create better societies. So what does a Maverick organization look like? How can one be created or transformed from an existing company to make it more Maverick? The Dutch bank ING provides an example of a traditional company that underwent a revolutionary transformation in 2015. The most senior staff were reorganized into 13 tribes and 350 squads, each consisting of 9 people. These squads work in multidisciplinary teams, with no need for steering committees, project managers, or unnecessary hierarchies and bureaucracy. The result is greater transparency and a more informal networking environment. The office now feels more like a college campus. The key to this transformation was bold leadership decisions. Interestingly, the changes were inspired not by other banks but by tech companies like Spotify. This transformation is characterized by the term adhocracy, which is a flexible, less hierarchical structure that prioritizes the customer over the boss. An adhocratic structure is a clear sign of a Maverick organization. If your company is old-fashioned with a hierarchical and bureaucratic structure, consider shaking up the system. There are plenty of Maverick practices you can apply to almost any organization. However, for many traditional companies, becoming Maverick requires a fundamental shift in approach, such as a willingness to experiment or organizing around the problem that needs solving rather than the role that needs filling. These changes do not happen overnight. But they can happen, especially when driven by a Maverick leader who aims high and thinks big. Remember, creating a Maverick organization is not just about improving profits and productivity but also about making a positive impact on society as a whole. Summary: the Maverick Manifesto is a call to action for those who want to break away from conformity and achieve personal fulfillment while making a positive impact on the world. At its core, the manifesto is about being resourceful, resilient, and experimental in pursuit of higher-order goals and personal philosophy. To make the Maverick Manifesto your own, you must embrace its principles and take action. One way to do this is by initiating an open and honest conversation with your coworkers about how you can bring out the best in each other. By asking for feedback and being willing to change, you create a culture of trust and support that can lead to growth and success. As a Maverick, it's important to remember that change takes time and effort. But by staying true to your personal philosophy and vision, you can achieve your goals and make a difference in your organization and the world. So embrace your inner Maverick and start making a positive impact today. Now, thank you for taking the time to watch, and if you found value in this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And in case you want to buy the book, use the link in the description. Trust me, you won't regret it.